Hey everybody, you're listening to another episode of WolfPack Roundtable. Tonight, we're going to be talking about something huge. And it's Star Wars Rebels. The season finale was today. I know. Season finale was today, and
It was terrible. Okay.
yeah, there was no reveals. Nothing
Rubbish.
really.
Everyone died.
Everyone died. Everybody except Chopper. He's the only survivor. But no, of course not. This episode was called Fire Across the Galaxy, and I think it literally engulfed a fire across fandom tonight. It sure did for me. I know everybody who watches. I've been getting tweets and messages for everybody. How you feeling? How you feeling? I'm showing you how I'm feeling right now. I mean, I've got a little time
He's
going
a
on.
little hyper.
I don't get it.
Yeah, nobody. I'm trying to explain myself in here. Those of you who don't know, and I would be surprised if some of you don't know, Ahsoka Tano is my favorite character. Blah blah blah. You all know the deal.
What?
And,
No.
we've been talking about Fulcrum. Who is Fulcrum? When will he or she be revealed? And it was revealed tonight, and it's none other than Ahsoka Tano. So how does everybody feel with their predictions? The last-minute predictions. I believe everybody here, except for Marco, put in their final predictions as it's going to be Ahsoka. So how's everybody feeling about that?
I'm glad it was her because my heart was pumping. In the last 5 minutes, it was beating really hard. I don't know. I was a little nervous. I'm like, man, what if it really isn't her? I'm gonna be kind of mad. But I'm glad it was her, and the reveal was great.
I will say though, Marco had a prediction though, Tristan. That was a good one. We were throwing around as Leia, and things were thrown around as Mon Mothma, Barisafi, Ezra's mom. But, one thing that I thought was really cool is the way they shot it, the way they made you still question who Fulcrum was even before they showed who Fulcrum was. You get Bail Organa, and you're like, no.
Bail Organa hologram. We're like, oh, what the heck?
Right. You're like, oh, that's great. Now this guy's gonna be Fulcrum. That's not the big surprise. And then when it goes off and we hear somebody coming down the ladder, we're like, all right, what's going on? Then we get that Ashley voice coming down, and we know what's going on. We know what's going on.
I was going to say no disrespect to the character, but Mon Mothma would have been a real kind of choice. It really would have been a bit like
yeah, definitely
too and snoozy, It would have been a bit, but that was good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing about this episode was me, Steve, and Chris were talking about this before the episode aired. We were talking about how this better live up to the hype that they hyped it up to be. And it really did. It really did. Not only did we get a death, if you will, we don't know 100% sure. It could be up in the air. You know how it works with these characters. We don't know. Presumably the Inquisitor is dead.
That was kind of surprising to me, to be honest. I mean, even though in some of those, that one press release image that Lucasfilm released last week, it pretty much had, if they wouldn't have included that image, I would have thought they would have killed the Inquisitor.
Sure. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still surprised that they actually did it. It's like, and it's not like Kanan killed him either. He pretty much
killed himself.
Let go, but he was ominous about how he did it. He's like, you've basically awakened something that, you're not really prepared for, and he cast himself off into the exploding Star Destroyer reactor or whatever it was.
And actually, everybody who we were getting a lot of tweets and Facebook messages. Anybody who has any thoughts on the episode, let us know right now on Twitter, on Facebook, or anything. We'll read them at the end of the show. But yeah, that's what Jason was just saying. The way the Inquisitor died, I was kind of leaning towards maybe that was on Mustafar, or they never actually went into Mustafar, which I'm not going to say was disappointing, but it was definitely kind of like, oh man. But it wasn't it wasn't like where I'm like, oh, this sucks, But
yeah, it's like they could have just been outside of Lothal, and it didn't really matter that they were there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 wish list. Get off Lothal. Never go back to. I don't want to see it again. It's like I had enough.
Yeah,
I love the cats, but everything else fit up with it. So yeah.
I want to see more of like Alderaan and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
yeah, definitely.
We had a prediction. I thought this was pretty funny, yet actually a good prediction. They said, "What if the rebels are actually present on Alderaan when it blows up?" I was like,
Ooh.
that would suck.
That's
Bit of a
sad.
downer.
Well, that'd be
The end.
for them, I guess.
Right, that's when the series closes. But actually, somebody also mentioned that, and I actually really like this tweet. They said, "So, everybody who's sad the Clone Wars isn't continuing or the Clone Wars stories aren't being produced, how do you feel now?" Because I think the majority of people that were campaigning for Clone Wars to come back was to get stories primarily back about what happens to Ahsoka, because she was so left up in the air. Not to say they weren't campaigning for Rex and Ventress and all that, but I think Ahsoka was definitely that main draw to it all.
Yeah, she was like the through line that went through the entire series. You know, we saw her, you know, come on in the first, you know, the movie, and
then all the way through the season, the entire
all the way
show.
through yeah, we got to see her grow and evolve and kind of reject the Jedi way,
Right.
kind of surprisingly to everyone.
Well, and I thought that was interesting. You know, she wasn't in the, when she left, she had no lightsabers. Now looking at her belt, they're completely brand new lightsabers. They're not old ones. I'm gonna pull up the image of that in a second, but they're not her old ones to have. They're more of a curve, kind of like Ventress had, but more modified. So whether or not those are lightsabers or maybe those are not lightsabers, but if they are lightsabers, we can safely assume Ahsoka is still, you know, teaching herself the Jedi way. You know, she's still in that realm of Jedi-nese, if you will. So, also, I wanna say that Freddie Prinze Jr. was an awesome guy. I'm very looking forward to talking to him on Friday during the show, but he pumped us up so much, and that was so awesome of him throughout the entire week on Twitter. We were going back and forth about it. We were just so excited about what was going to happen, and he told me that I would probably crap my pants, and then I did. So, well, no, I didn't. But I didn't actually.
You can't change it. You said that live.
That's a lovely
That's all
image.
you.
Right, sorry. But you know, he definitely hit it right on the nail. He was right. It was going to be. It is huge, and you know, first off, we got a few major characters in here. Not only did we get Ahsoka, Bail Organa, you know, the Rebels crew. We got Vader. We got Tarkin. It was like a character palooza, right? We got you know, every character we know. And obviously, Jason Ward from Making Star Wars said that in Season 2 got some info that Ahsoka... And, okay, anybody who's watching this is stupid to say now. Expect that we're going to be talking about spoilers. Anyway, for Season 2, he was talking about how they would have Emperor Palpatine in it, Vader, and Ahsoka. So I'm assuming we're going to see Palpatine. I mean, Vader, you know, he just gets off that...
Vader's a given with the ending of the episode. I mean, you know, it's a given. Now, okay, what are your guys' thoughts? Because I've been reading different things online, and some people are saying that maybe Tim Curry, the guy who you know, voiced Palpatine in the Clone Wars after Ian Abercrombie, is going to come back for Rebels. But I've also heard that Sam Witwer would do it. What do you guys think? I personally think they might as well just bring in Sam Witwer, because in The Force Unleashed he made the voice very, very close to Ian McDiarmid, so it's common sense to bring him back, you know, especially since he was involved in Clone Wars.
Well, and plus, you know, there was a casting rumor a few months ago that Sam Witwer was already involved. And we all thought Darth Maul, but I don't know why. I never thought Palpatine for some reason. But now that, you know, they kind of explained it and we get to see what's going on, it's more likely Palpatine than Darth Maul. Not to say Darth Maul's in I think Darth Maul was
I don't want to see Darth Maul anymore.
Well, okay, I'm going to leave the show.
You just
I mean...
I want to see Captain Rex, damn it. That's what I want to see.
I want to see that, too. I want to see a lot of Clone Wars characters, but I mean, for example, look, they opened up a whole new book just by bringing in Ahsoka to the show. Who's to say they can't continue opening other, you know, stories?
Well, they already did it.
Well,
they already did it with Tarkin and Darth. I mean, they're
Right.
already part of it. So
Right.
same universe. So
Absolutely.
Also, the thing with I forgot. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, how about we talk about from the beginning of the episode, literally straight through.
I got it. In the
got it.
panel for San Diego Comic-Con, when Dave was there and the entire cast was there, you know, people were like, "Okay, oh, Ahsoka," you know, and he was definitely, Dave was doing his classic, you know, extend the question long enough where he didn't answer it, but he's just talking, and it makes people kind of like, okay, and they sit back down, even though he just kind of explains what he was saying. And he was definitely doing it. He's like, well, you know, I can tell all you Clone Wars fans, I mean, Ashley's not at this panel, so, you know.
There's that.
He was definitely, they were definitely hinting at that Ahsoka was either going to be there or not going to be there. We actually talked with Ashley on the show a few months ago, and I made sure not to really ask any questions about Rebels or not. I don't know how it was brought up, but somehow it was brought up, and she did kind of, she was like, yeah, you know.
in that high-pitched voice.
Just like that.
Yeah, you know. I can't match the voice perfect, I'm sorry. But when we were actually at Star Wars Weekends and we met her on the last day, me and the Bill went up to her like, yeah, you know, we're going to miss Clone Wars. We really dug the Clone Wars. She goes, well, let me tell you, you're going to love Rebel. I would recommend watching it. And we're like, all right. And not that we weren't going to watch it. We were already pumped for it. But, you know, this, I think, just opened the doorway to, and like Nabil said, what's going to come, what the future brings for this show, what characters we could see. The first 12 episodes of the season was setting up, okay, here's your characters. Here's Kanan. Here's Ezra. Ezra is a street rat as he begun. Now he's becoming a Jedi. They really showed the progression with each character and to who they are now. I think that's really cool. I mean, especially the bond between Kanan and Ezra, which I thought was extremely strong in this episode, and I was really happy about that. But I definitely think that that's one thing that is going to carry on, and we're going to see how their training progresses. But yeah, Nabil, you were going to start from the beginning then?
Yeah, I'm kind of blanking in the very beginning right now. I'm still like in the middle towards the end sort of thing. So you can start off at the beginning.
At the beginning, I honestly, I'm blanking on what happened.
Well, basically, the crew, you know, we're still on the mission of trying to rescue Kanan, and then he was in one of the what is it, the Star Destroyers, right?
Well, first it started off with Sabine blowing up the TIE fighters in that little base area where she got to, and that's where they stole the Imperial transport.
Right.
Yep.
And I have to say, I think they've taken the whole point of stormtroopers being terrible shots just a little too far. She was like, yeah.
At least that group is.
It was, yeah.
Every group.
Then again, when have stormtroopers ever been good?
Those
maybe in one or two scenes,
completely
whatever,
boring.
but yeah.
They were just, yeah.
I love how the Steve Bloom stormtroopers like, oh, not again.
Yeah, no, that was
You think you'd learn by the first time around.
Right. Also, can I just say that I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's watching this right now. This is the highest viewing rate we've ever gotten live. We're at 46 viewers live right now. So thank you all for listening in. I know Freddie just retweeted it, so I appreciate all of you guys coming in and listening to what we have to say. But I also think with Sabine being there, I thought it was kind of cool, that line where she goes up and she says, oh, you guys have gotten better. But she says, well, I've gotten better too, and everything explodes. Yeah. It's a nice homage to, I think, the first little clip we got back in August of what was to come.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. Yeah, so that was definitely cool. And then they find the TIE fighter that Zeb and Ezra hid. I kind of had a feeling that was going to come back.
Yeah.
From the fight or flight episode.
I like how it kept trickling down, like Zeb and Ezra hit it, but then Zeb didn't know that Ezra painted.
I like that a lot.
Sorry to be a bummer in the Star Wars universe, but how the hell do you get into a TIE fighter? They're huge!
I was gonna say.
Dancing ladder. There's always like
They just magically seem to jump right into it.
Well, I was
They all
gonna
have
say
some
like.
sort of force jump.
Isn't like every time we see a TIE fighter pilot in the vehicle, it's like super small and there's not a lot of room. This must have been like a super duper huge TIE fighter because they could all fit in.
Big cockpit with 3 of them in it.
Wait, were they? No, they weren't in that TIE fighter, were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah, Hera, Zeb, and Sabine.
A lot of them.
But didn't it explode?
No, it just sent off an EMP bomb.
Gotcha. So like kind of like the droid poppers.
Yeah. How many people can a TIE fighter fit?
Apparently
3 up to now.
But also one thing to note that Freddie had said last week. He said that this was actually the music was a live orchestra doing all this, kind of like how they did with the season finale or series finale of Clone Wars for the Ahsoka arc. Also, one thing to note, and I believe Rebels Report posted this, 2 years ago on this day was the season 5 finale of Ahsoka walking away from the temple, and 2 years later we see her return. That's awesome.
Just bringing the whole thing into one circle. That's awesome.
Right. I mean, do you remember like 2 years ago how depressed we were when things were winding down and like Clone Wars, there was no renewal announcement?
Star Wars, dude. No Star Wars. For
right.
What, a whole year, right?
Yeah, I mean, we knew about The Force Awakens, but we didn't know the title or anything. We just knew it was coming, and that would have been 2 years after, this year. So we were kind of still dreading whether or not there was going to be continuations of anything. And obviously Rebels definitely brought that to the table, and this is, I know a lot of people say this, that Rebels is the appetizer to The Force Awakens, and well, this appetizer is good, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the wait, These guys definitely know what they're doing, and they deliver hardcore.
Right. Now, go ahead.
No, it looked beautiful. We were talking about this before, but the colors, the tones, it just looked gorgeous. Just everything was really meticulously. God, those guys must have worked hours, days, weeks, months on that thing just to make it look really crisp and fresh and nice. So
kudos to all the developers for that. I really liked. I was recently watching on the Star Wars.com YouTube channel, one of the Rebels Recon, and they were talking about how Joel Aaron and I forgot the other guy's name. Forgive me for that. But, the guys who are in charge of the visual effects and all the designs and all that stuff, they were talking about the lighting and all that stuff. And it's truly impressive. They did a lot of great stuff for the Clone Wars, but for Rebels, they pinpointed some of the things out and some of the episodes. And if they wouldn't have pointed it out, I would not have noticed it. Like in terms of lighting, sometimes in the Ghost, how in the previous episode before the finale, they were all in the Ghost except for Kanan, and the lights were actually a little bit darker than they normally are. Normally, it's like really bright in there, and they darkened it just because of the emotional scene. I mean, talk about attention to detail. These guys are really, really good.
Yep.
And I can't help but appreciate their hard work. They've made this show great in so many aspects that it's hard to even realize just how great it is.
Absolutely.
And not just storytelling, not just acting, but also visual effects, music.
Right.
It's amazing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Disney XD is obviously an absolutely paid for channel. You must pay to get a subscription to Disney XD.
Mm-hmm.
So why do they interrupt a 20-minute program with terribly long ads and cartoons on it? It's just I don't get it. I don't get the point of if you're paying for a channel, what the hell are you getting ads on it for?
Well, also the ads that were on there, and I tweeted this out. Oh my gosh, there's a certain amount where I'm okay with commercials, but then when they start playing stupid ones, I just want.
Well, that was a mini cartoon for at least 3 minutes or something, 3.5 minutes of solid. I don't know that you don't even know what the show was. I didn't even care, but
which was weird because that for me when I was watching it on the TV and you guys were watching it up here.
Were they showing different ads? Like
they were, yeah. When I came back,
that's what I figured.
Yeah, when I came back up and the episode was already done, Ahsoka was walking down and I heard Chris go, "Corey's gonna lose it," and I said, "Yeah, I'm here." I just
I already lost it.
All right.
So it was actually behind on the internet, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my apologies to anybody who is upset that I posted that picture of Ahsoka on Twitter. I did say previous that I was going to put spoilers, so please don't bite my head off. You know, it's only, I swear, everything that went through my feed was about Ahsoka, so I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause anybody a headache or, you know,
You're
broken
just trying
heart.
to show your inner fanboy how awesome it is to see Ahsoka.
Right.
Who could blame you? It's your own page. You know what I mean? You can express whatever you'd like, and you. And
I want to give a quick shout out here to everybody on Twitter who's listening because we're getting some feed. I'm gonna make a shout out. We got Eric Patrick Cameron, who's at the Super Jedi. We also have Joanne Marie, who's Blue Jay Eyes. I hope I pronounced that right. Which is Captain Rex's symbols on his helmet, if you guys don't know.
Cool.
Oh, that'd be Marco. And there's a lot more people who retweeted it. Haven't commented yet, but also on Twitter, Kenny and John and Logan. So thank you all for commenting. Did we lose Jason?
Yeah.
I think we did, yeah.
Okay. But you know, one thing about Ahsoka's face, now I did, as soon as I saw her, I got up and started taking pictures on my TV. So let me pull that up here.
Geek moment, geek moment, geek moment.
Well,
totally see you guys just totally losing it.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. These guys have heard me for about 2 years now, just completely going, I want a story about Ahsoka. I want a story about Ahsoka. I want a story about Ahsoka. Like, I would always say it. So
well, now we're finally getting like an adult Ahsoka. I mean,
yep.
It's kind of a dream come true. I think we were all hyped about it just when we first saw it in the Mortis arc. Seeing an adult Ahsoka, we're like, holy crap! Well, this is never going to happen. Look what just happened.
There we go. Boom.
That's
boom.
Now let's talk about this for a second.
All right.
Initially, for me, when I first saw her look, I was a little disappointed. I'm like, what the heck? This is Ahsoka? It looks nothing like her. I can't say nothing, but clearly she's not recognizable so quickly.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the style of her head tails, it was just different than what we were shown in the Mortis trilogy. And I don't know, just her face, just everything. You know what I mean? It's sort of that whole adjustment thing. You know what I mean? It's a good look. Don't get me wrong. I think I like it a lot and whatever, but I'm still used to, I guess, the Mortis arc look. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, yeah, I agree. Her head tails look stretched out, and I think that's supposed to happen. With the you know the lines and whatnot, but also we got to remember that when we saw her in Mortis, you know, this was prior to anybody knowing that Clone Wars was going to be canceled. So maybe there was stories with her evolving like that in that outfit with those lightsabers and everything, but because the way that the Clone Wars ended, her walking away from the temple, you know, and us not finding out more stories because obviously there was more stories, maybe that's why it's different. I think the only thing that isn't different is kind of the face. I mean, it's not that different.
Well, her paint mark, whatever the white areas are called, they're more stretched out naturally.
But I mean, stylistically, the entire show is different.
Right.
And yeah, exactly. Feel. I mean, Tarkin has liver spots on him. I mean, there's a whole level of detail, and I know what you're saying. At first, you double took, and you almost thought, is it Ahsoka? But I mean, again, there's not so many orange-skinned Twilight girls out there with, you know, those patterns.
Right.
It's her, but
you know what I mean? Like, for example, you compare Tarkin to the Clone Wars version, and he's a lot closer.
Right.
True.
You compare Bail Organa, and he doesn't really look like his Clone Wars counterpart, but still recognizable enough. Now, when you go to Ahsoka, you're like, is this
it's quite a difference.
Right.
But then those other characters were older. So Ahsoka was what age was she when she was in the Clone Wars? Maybe.
Well, see, I'm not really comparing her to what we saw her from season 3 on to 5. I'm just comparing her more to what we saw in the Mortis, her older self.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, no, we can't compare it to her younger self because naturally her head tails were shorter. You know, she still had some growing up to do. That's sorry for that confusion. I was just comparing her to the Mortis future version of her.
Right.
It's way different than that. Now, Corey was right about the costume. Yeah, naturally, her whole outfit would naturally change because she left the Order. And if you were to literally grow up in the same outfit all those years,
that would be weird.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Mortis arc showed. She had the exact same outfit.
I remember
okay.
They did that with Bosk and Dengar in the Clone Wars, and you're like, ew, you didn't wash your clothes for 20 years?
All those years.
It was like, Bosk had the same yellow outfit, so did Dengar, if I remember rightly. It was like...
yellow for a reason.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's not get into that.
Oh, man.
Like Jedi Garanimals.
Oh, man. So...
What do you think, Corey?
What do I think? I think that I really like it, and and I'm not just saying that because I'm an Ahsoka fan. I mean, maybe, but I think I just like it's new, it's fresh, and that's what Rebels really is about. It's new, it's fresh. Obi-Wan looked different. Vader looks a bit different.
We need to talk about that too.
Well, Also, Hondo is coming to Rebels too, guys. I don't know if season 2, season 3, what's going on, but he's coming. But I think looking at her face and like looking at her, it doesn't. If you don't know exactly the voice, it doesn't pop Ahsoka. But if you look at her and then you put the voice to it, it's Ahsoka. Which obviously, Ashley's amazing at that, with matching the voice. But well, obviously because she's a voice actor, but. I think, that's cool.
In terms of voice acting, I like what they did with her. If you go back and watch it again, they did the same stylized voice they did for the Mortis arc again, for the future Ahsoka. She sounded older. She didn't sound like a young girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They probably kind of delved back into that and told her, look, your speech pattern needs to be this now instead of up here because she's older. I mean, yeah, you can still tell her high-pitched voice, but it's much more adult-like.
Right.
And I really like how they paid attention to that part of detail, too. So kudos to Ashley, honestly. She's made this character one of a kind.
Oh, yeah. And we've known Ashley for years. I mean, we've always gone to see her at Star Wars weekends. We've always seen her at Celebration. We've got her on the show before. She's awesome. So it's definitely going to be exciting to have that opportunity to talk about Rebels and have her on again and talk about Rebels with her and Ahsoka and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this is only season 1, and season 1's only 13 episodes, and it's mind-blowing. A
lot has happened. A lot of great things too. I mean, like Steve was saying, there was a lot of original trilogy things. One thing I really liked that they did for the original trilogy base was when the TIE fighter pilot was trying to aim at Hera and Sabine and all that, and the little scouter thing. Oh, that was awesome. I loved it. They nailed it perfectly to episode 4. I freaking love that. The what is it? The
on-screen display, I guess.
Some sort of a router. You guys know what I'm talking about.
No, we do. When
you're going to aim at the target and fire, it was just spot on. I really liked that a lot. That was very, very cool. If we talk about so when the Inquisitor was still torturing Kanan and talking, he's trying to dig out information about Kanan, see if he could break him. I guess I really like the part where he, tried to mess with him by talking about, his master Dipa Bilaba, and how, he was wondering how Kanan escaped Order 66. And Kanan stood quiet, and he asked him, what was the last words? Did he remember what Dipa Bilaba's last words were right before she was killed?
Right.
And that's when he said, "Run." I was like, oh my God, what would have happened? Was she surrounded by a crap ton of stormtrooper or clone troopers, or what happened? Like, that's why I can't wait for the comic series of Kanan's backstory. It's gonna be so good. I hope. What else?
One thing I was going to say was about the Inquisitor, without spoiling anything, but we can talk about that as well, was there's supposed to be Inquisitors, multiple. So,
now, see, that's what I wanted to ask. What does that title mean? I mean, it might be a dumb question, but I've always thought when the show first started, I thought that was his name, Inquisitor.
No.
Then when I found out it was sort of like some sort of a position name, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like Grand Moff or.
Oh, okay.
So the dictionary version is a person making an inquiry, especially one to seem to be excessively harsh or searching. So I guess it's searching out the Jedi on behalf of Vader, basically. So
okay. Makes sense.
It's
all right.
Vader's biatches, basically. They're out there to kind of go do my bidding. So
I think also one thing about Inquisitors is if they do happen to bring back more Inquisitors, then who could it be? I mean, there's Starkiller. Blew my mind. Yeah. What would you guys think about that? I mean, look, they're bringing so many EU elements into the show. Might as well bring in friggin' Starkiller. Let's go, you know?
I don't want to say it's impossible, but the way Disney works, they love to be original.
Yep.
So I highly doubt they'll bring Starkiller into game at all.
You know what I was thinking when the Inquisitor died? I was like, yeah, all that merchandise sitting at Toys R Us and at Target. The poor 31-inch Inquisitor, man, that's sitting at Toys R Us. I bought it, but there's a lot left at Toys R Us's, so maybe they got to make like an Inquisitor death markdown, you know, like
death markdown. Because this character died, it will no longer be in the show for now. Here's a 30% discount.
Right.
That would be
just
something.
spitballing here. What if the Inquisitor's like cloned?
Oh my God! Pull a Starkiller Force Unleashed 2 thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that'd be dope. That'd be awesome.
I hope they don't do a kind of an Inquisitor where it's like, you killed my Inquisitor brother, because that'll be do you know what I mean?
That'd be kind of silly. Yeah.
So,
well, and you know what's going to be exciting is when that Ventress novel comes out in July, and I think they're probably going to give away advanced readers editions in Celebration, but who knows? But if they do that, what do you guys think Ventress's position is going to be? Do you think she's going to die? Do you think she's going to live? And if she does live, do you think it's going to be for the dark side, to go rogue, or to be good? Like, it's so up in the air right now, and as far as Clone Wars characters go, not just Ventress, but Quinlan Voss, and Embo, and Cad Bane, and the Bill, you're going to say something.
No, I'm listening. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say.
Oh, sorry. You know, Barriss Offee, she's out there. And obviously we know that Sabine knows who Embo is and who Cad Bane is, so she knows who these bounty hunters are. Maybe the rebels will need some help, because I think Freddie said on the awesome podcast, by the way, podcast 66, they were talking about how Freddie was telling them how Vader is after the rebels now. You know, he's going for them. Now I'll ask him on Friday, but I don't know if that was like he's going to be after him the entire season. I would imagine there's going to be another villain too, because having Vader after them the whole time, they're all dead. So, well, that's not true.
Exactly.
We've got an army of rebels now. We've got Fulcrum. We've got Bail Organa. We've got... Now, if I'm correct, the Inquisitor said... I'm going to have to go back and watch the episode again, because I can't remember if this is what he said or not, but I think he may have said we know about different units such as Fulcrum. I don't know if that meant specifically Fulcrum or a unit called Fulcrum, but I think he probably meant specifically Fulcrum. So the Inquisitor knows that this mysterious person is out there. You got to think Vader knows too. So
Vader, I think, has an idea who Fulcrum, what Fulcrum is doing. It's difficult to say if maybe Vader knows who Fulcrum really is.
Mm-hmm.
It could go either way.
They're going to save that for reveal. Otherwise, it'd be kind of like, oh, hey again. You'd need that whole.
Yeah, you need the dramatic thing, like, holy crap, I can't believe. Yeah, holy crap, I can't believe it's my apprentice. Holy crap, I can't believe it's my master. What? Dual time.
You know what would be so cool is if like somehow she like force grips the mask off him and she's like, oh my gosh.
Like actually see a full severed Anakin. Oh my god,
Right.
you're giving me. Oh.
You look like bacon. No.
Now,
I'm
Dan
sorry.
was-
Bacon is beautiful. That's a bad comparison. Bacon is beautiful.
Now Dan isn't here right now, obviously, but he hasn't seen the finale either. But his original prediction was it would be Leia, but he said if it was Ahsoka, that there will be an eventual confrontation, and when there is, it's going to be huge. We were all just speculating that maybe the season 2 finale. I mean, we don't fully know exactly when, Rebels is going to come to a close. We don't know if it's going to be season 2, season 3, season 4. I think it's Celebration. We'll know a little bit more about what's going on, and also, Jason, you said that some was happening at Entertainment Weekly, or what?
US Today, I think. USA Today.
His mic's off.
Jason,
You
your
got
mic.
yourself muted, Jason.
Oh yeah, you're muted.
Yep.
There you go.
Tonight, after it airs on the West Coast, there's going to be some stuff revealed on usatoday.com.
Okay. Do you guys think it's going to be a season 2 trailer, or a little sneak peek at season 2, or just like some character models of Ahsoka, like you said, or?
I think it'll just be some details regarding the finale of season 1. It's not going to give us anything new. I mean, as far as for next season.
That'll be saved for Celebration, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, most definitely.
And also, we were just talking about this, and we all realized, man, it is March 2015, which means Celebration Anaheim, 1 month away, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can't tell you guys how excited I am. Like, everybody on Twitter that I've been talking with, and on Facebook, and, we opened the show back in August of 2013, so to have all of you guys come to our panel and being able to talk to all of you guys and seeing other podcasts, and it's kind of funny, but most of us on the show have not met each other in real life, which is weird.
Yeah. For me, who I've met in real life, I've met Corey. I've met you.
Yeah, I've only met Bill and Logan.
Right. You haven't met Kurto. That's right. Okay.
No, I haven't.
Clearly, Logan. I've known him for several years because we live in the same state. Corey and Kurto. I think that's it. Steve, I've known through YouTube for several years, but I haven't met him in person yet. Yeah, it's gonna be like one big final meetup for us at Celebration.
No.
Final.
Not final.
Final.
Like finally is what I meant.
We're gonna die of excitement. That's why. Oh my god!
What's also interesting about today's date is today is the anniversary of when Ahsoka left the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They had to plan that.
Yeah.
They did. They did it perfectly. Like, I was just thinking about that earlier when I saw that post. I'm like, okay, that is true. This
Dave knows what he's doing.
Like, I knew when I heard it what that meant. I was like, all right, if we don't need more confirmation, where else could we go from here? Also, I want to say, back in when we reviewed Out of Darkness, which was the first time Fulcrum was revealed, I thought it was Lando. This was going to be Fulcrum. I never thought it was Ahsoka.
Lando.
Because, like, my mind was telling me there's no way Clone Wars characters are going to be incorporated in Season 1 this early. We were wrong. We were deceived. Not deceived, but it was a good ploy. Let's talk about favorite scenes. I guess we'll start with Jason. What's your favorite scene?
There are so many. I think a lot of the duel stuff aboard the Star Destroyer.
Uh-oh.
Freezing up. He's some issues before on that. You back?
All right, well, Nabil?
Yes. Favorite scenes. Okay. Besides
Sorry, I
the
froze
Ahsoka
again.
reveal.
Oh, it's fine. Go ahead, Jason. Sorry, Nabil.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Nabil.
Me? Okay. Yeah, so besides the Ahsoka reveal, I really like the duel between Kanan, the Inquisitor, and Ezra. That definitely had a Duel of the Fates feeling to it. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. It definitely felt like that. Even the theme song that was going on, like Steve said, it was kind of similar to the Duel of the Fates theme. Badass. I freaking loved it. He made the Inquisitor look shameful. It was awesome. Vader appearing at the very end, even though he didn't talk. I was really hoping he would talk, but he didn't.
That would have cost money.
Yeah, for real. I mean, if they
Lots of
can't
money.
get James Earl Jones, like, say, for season 2, they can always get the guy who voiced Vader, Matt Sloan. He voiced Vader in the Force Unleashed games. He's voiced Vader in lots of things. Chad Vader as well. So they can always get him. I think he does great. I could do Vader if they want me to. They just got to pay me. And let me see. I don't know. The entire episode was great.
Yeah.
All right, now Jason can go. Actually, I'm sorry, Jason. I do remember. I do like the part during the duel with Kanan and the Inquisitor that Kanan was constantly like switching from lightsaber mode to like blaster mode or whatever. That was awesome. And Ezra was like, "Oh, why didn't I think of that?"
Right.
Awesome move to pull off. Dope. Okay, now Jason can go. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, I enjoyed that part as well. No, the duel was great. I like the space battle stuff. With all the ties and once Chopper and the Ghost came out of hyperspace, along with all the other Alderaan cruisers. That was great. It was just a high energy episode all around. It was tough to pick out any one scene that was more awesome than the other, but no, it was good. There's nothing I can pick out that really stands out as being the best. It was just a great overall episode.
Right. Chris?
I really enjoyed the episode. Like, I agree with Steven. It just had the classic Star Wars feel to it, especially with the space battle at the end. Just the visuals of just seeing that Star Destroyer going down in the background and all the TIE fighters. I like that a lot. The lightsaber duel was excellent, especially like when the Bill said he used the blaster, and it caught the Inquisitor off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
And the scene where Inquisitor starts spinning his lightsaber, then Kanan just sticks it right in between, just cuts him in half. That was just awesome.
Right. I think also, like, just talking about that scene real quick, I loved how Kanan was like, "You just killed what I considered almost like a son."
Mm-hmm.
This is about to go down. But Steve, what was your favorite part?
I think that sequence as well. I mean, it was the kind of big fight sequence of the whole thing, and definitely Kanan was just, for me, he was awesome. He really was good. Even having his two swords and crossing them over. I don't normally really like all that stuff, but it just looked really good. He really posed really well. As some of you guys have been saying, it just looks really good. The whole show we were talking about earlier on. At one point, Hera was running through the corridor, and there was this orange glow, and I know, sad fanboy that I am, I thought it just reminded me of the carbon freezing chamber and the orange colouring, and it just looked so good. For the first time, I was really wrapped up in how good the show looked. What else? There was so many bits I can't remember. That was the two kind of key things I remembered.
Yeah.
Right.
I did want to point out one thing during the duel. I liked how even after Ezra was down, Kanan sort of like had a moment where I thought he was going to get mad, and he just kind of became one with the Force. And that's why he was kicking in the Inquisitor's butt pretty well, to the point where he was just able to, flawlessly put his lightsabers in between the Inquisitors and just chop it in half.
Right.
You know what I mean? They sort of displayed a new way of how to utilize the Force when you're in complete control, instead of giving yourself into the anger of you just lost someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was calm about it.
Yeah, and I was really surprised at that. I'm like, okay, this is where he's gonna go off and tap into a little bit of that dark side that everyone has, but no, he just kept cool.
Yeah, because he said like he had nothing left to fear.
Yeah.
And
that was
I thought he's gonna it's possible now he could like unleash on the guy, but he went totally the opposite way.
Right.
And was like cool about it.
He basically had the complete control of the entire duel. Put it that way. And that's what led to the
Absolutely.
Inquisitor's downfall.
And I think, like you guys just said, just that point where you see his lightsaber and you know he's about to break it open, and then the Inquisitor falls, and it's a Lion King moment, and he's...
Yeah. It did kind of feel that way, actually. I'm
Right.
glad you said that.
So, Marco, what's your favorite?
Let's back up a little bit. You know what I thought was really funny?
What?
How Kanan's getting like tortured and like can barely walk, and then he sees the Inquisitor.
We can fight
He's all
again?
ready to go.
It's got like a
And
burst
he was
of
in
energy.
perfect health.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to agree with you guys. I love the duel. Like the visuals were just stunning on that, and I really liked how it just. I love how the episode just reminded me of the prequels and also the original trilogy so much. Like it had everything.
Right. So, my favorite scene, do I have to say it? I really don't think I have to.
I think you said it like
Well,
You
well,
have
that was the
couple
whole
times.
first half of this.
Yeah, I think I said... anyways, my favorite scene is Fulcrum's reveal. Sorry, Ahsoka's reveal. Forget this
Bill got him. No, I'm kidding.
Fulcrum name. I'm done calling her Fulcrum. It's Ahsoka.
I was pretty shocked though. I thought it was going to be like just Bail Organa.
I did too.
Yes.
So bad.
they first show that hologram and we're like, what?
Yeah, they kind of double pumped on that a little bit.
That was smart on their part, though.
Yeah, they kept like let you go a little
Messing with
bit.
us.
Nope, stop,
Yeah.
hold on. No. Then they finally reveal it.
And especially when they had that scene with, like, when they were first walking in, you saw all those royal guards. When the door was opening, I'm like, Leia's coming. She's going to walk out. That's what I thought was going to happen.
That's what I was thinking, too. And no, it's
And
Bail
hand down a
freaking
medal
hologram.
or something.
Hand out a medal for each of them.
So,
Can you guys imagine the figures that are going to come out now?
Ooh.
I don't think we've
Well.
seen any figures yet. I mean, there's nothing on
I
show.
know. But
They'll be in Hasbro's parking lot.
Do you guys remember when I bought Sabine on eBay for $40?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
If
Yeah.
Ahsoka goes on eBay when she's released,
He'll pay $100 for it. We know.
I will be making that decision right over again.
Wow.
the eBay sellers, not.
I just sold a Sabine set tonight for 10.
Well, let me explain this. When I got this, now that I've publicly revealed how much I paid for it, I actually, when I bought it with the intention of having you guys to get an early look at it.
Did you reveal that publicly? You better do it again.
You can go back 5 minutes on this video if you want to hear it publicly, but I bought it in the hopes of giving you guys a early look at her. That way, a lot of you guys would know what to expect when she comes out. I bought her the next day. There was a report
On Amazon that they were like $10, right?
Yeah,
$10.99 free shipping.
all the
The
time.
day after.
The day after. I'm not even kidding. The day after. And what's funny is every time I seem to buy a figure early, that happens. When Zeb first came out, I bought one for $23 on eBay.
What? Are you insane? That's crazy money, man. I don't know how much these things cost. That's nuts.
They're freaking $5.
Oh.
Pennies. Glory.
Fanboy, you awesome fanboy. But stop spending so much money in these things. They're mass produced. They're coming.
I know. One day, I can't get a credit card. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not getting.
No.
No.
God. Don't you even dream of it.
Credit card for you.
No.
This kid buys everything. He buys trading parts. He buys tattoos. He buys stickers. I mean, all he literally needs is to buy coloring books, and then it's over.
Do you really want that? Do you really want that answered?
Are you serious, man?
But I think we all go through that. I mean, I can remember when I was younger, bubblegum, trading cards, coloring
for
books
sure.
when I was a kid, and a pencil case. You could go nuts on Star Wars at certain
Hot
points.
Wheels.
Hot Wheels, whatever.
Hot Wheels,
And it
yeah.
ends up being Hot Toys when you get in your mid-30s, 40s. But, everybody spends a lot, but yeah, you're going to get rid of a lot of stuff that you've spent a lot of money on, that's for sure.
So
So.
he don't matter anymore, Corey.
That's right. Look. Talking plush toys.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Why does this matter anymore? You're dead. It doesn't
They'll be on
matter.
clearance soon.
Be on clearance.
30% off, guys. Starting tomorrow. Watch.
Was there a whole bunch of voices when Ezra was trying to wake up. I thought I heard Yoda's voice.
His mom, apparently.
I heard some voices too.
I didn't
That's not
catch the
helping.
Yoda.
I think we heard. Do you think one was like his mom, or?
Yes,
That's what Corey
yeah,
says. Yeah,
that's what I
it might
heard.
be.
Yeah, it was and his
Yep.
dad, 'cause I could hear D. Bradley Baker in there. So,
Because I thought I heard Yoda too.
dude, I don't know, but that you.
Crap,
I
we gotta
would-
rewatch that episode.
Yeah. Oh,
Only another couple hours.
that's true. I think also one thing with Ezra. Oh man, that scar of his on his eye. Oh, that looks cool. That looks,
You could go get one.
you know, they're gonna have to make a figure that's out. I didn't catch what you said.
I said you're gonna have to go get one.
Well, you got like 3 behind you. Just put a little mark on him.
You could use an X-Acto, just cut those pieces out.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Exacto knife.
But yeah, I will have to say though, and we'll go over this after we're done talking about it. These trading cards from Topps are freaking awesome. I can't
They're
even.
very cool.
I can't even tell you. I've been saying that a
Corey,
lot.
would you like to talk about that publicly as well?
What, the trading cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
How much have you bought?
I mean,
How much did it cost?
Well, that's not publicly being said.
I just know the decoy when you're going to get rid of some of these Jack specific, and you're going to wake up one day and you're going to look at them and go, "What was I doing buying these things?" You're going to be like, "Yeah."
I actually, I just sent Taylor Gray, Jack Specific Ezra, because I need to get rid of these.
That's
And
cool. You should have sent them
You
like
sent it to him?
You're giving them away to the cast. It's like crazy.
They don't have one.
I know. Dan just messaged me, so
He
I'm
says
gonna have
he's
to-
not looking. When is it safe to watch?
I'm going to have to depart anyway, guys, really quickly. But thank you for having me on the show, Corey. Again, that was really cool of you doing that, and
no problem.
much appreciated. Thank you, guys. We'll see you again soon. Sorry, I've got
Thanks
to
for
go.
joining us, Steve.
Bye.
Take care, man.
I'll see you on Friday.
See ya.
See ya.
Good seeing you.
So, Vader. Let's talk about Vader coming in. Now, we already talked about this briefly, but I think one thing about him just kind of coming down that vehicle and he's just walking past Callus and everybody like.
He looks small.
He does.
He
Yeah.
did. He
Looks
sort of
like-
did. He looked a little skinny, if you ask
Yeah,
me.
that's what I was gonna say. He looks very narrow.
I guess
You
that
know,
I,
he's on
I
some
guess
sort
that
of
makes-
a diet.
yeah.
I will say this, and I mean, I'm pretty sure we talked about it, but I think we need to, talk about it again. I really like the fact that Vader's helmet has that Ralph McQuarrie concept style to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
These
Yeah, definitely.
these guys have hardcore used Ralph McQuarrie concept designs in this show, and I think that's why we all connect with the show. Again, another reason why we like it. They've used so many concept designs.
And I like how
Really been able to take advantage of it.
the lenses for the eyes have that red tint to it,
Red.
like
Yeah.
from New Hope.
Yeah.
Real episode 4, like
Oh.
Oh,
Mr. Turdo.
Okay, everybody's.
hey Dan.
Dan's here. All right.
Oh, he's
Hey,
not
wasn't
here.
that awesome when Anakin appeared?
Yes.
Awesome scene.
When Anakin appeared,
Oh, when Darth Maul showed up.
I know, dude. It was.
Hey Dan.
You all
Yoda.
suck.
Yoda.
Dan, we're currently live right now, so we'll.
Oh, hi, world!
Well, we already got at what we wanted to say about.
You know.
About the part when
Yeah,
We
Anakin
already
shows
got
up.
at what we wanted to say about Fulcrum, so. Yeah.
Is the big standee behind you a hint?
I'm so sorry.
Not just a standee, like everything around him.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even notice. No, that doesn't mean. That
No,
doesn't
it
mean.
doesn't mean anything. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things.
I also. Yeah, I have my Leia stuff set up right here. My camera's not wide
Oh
enough.
my god.
Oh,
He's
so,
ready. If it was Leia, he was gonna have it that way. If it was,
what do you mean if? Ah, shut up! Stop!
Wait,
No,
what?
I'm kidding.
Curly, you shouldn't have thought.
it's actually Yoda.
I just, yep.
Yeah,
okay.
Fulcrum is Yoda.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Well, Dan, maybe we're tripping you up just like Dave Filoni does to us, so maybe we're tripping you up. We don't know.
Except in Corey's case, he stutters.
I want to say we're hitting 70 viewers watching us right now, so...
Awesome.
Yeah, I just brought like 10 more. I'm kidding.
Because it's Kurto. I mean, it's...
It's like the certain fleet that showed up in tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
You mean the one that Anakin was leading, right? I mean Maul. Excuse me, Maul.
You know, I was actually thinking for a second before it started, I'm like, if it's Darth Maul, wow.
No.
But so we've pretty much gone over the whole episode, so let's give our ratings. Out of 10 stars, what do we give it? I give it 10. What about you, Neville?
I give it a 10. Definitely my favorite episode of the show.
Yeah.
Definitely a 10.
What about you, Marco?
It was flawless. Like, I didn't see one thing wrong with it.
No. What about you, Chris?
9.5. No, 10. It was a very solid episode.
And
Great
Jake,
finale.
what do you rate it?
10.
Yes, definitely.
I give it a 0.
Oh.
He determined.
So there you have it, guys. Fulcrum's revealed. We're gonna find out what's going on. Dan doesn't know who Fulcrum is yet, so the mystery still goes on with him. Dan, don't go on Twitter. I don't recommend it.
I literally just got home, had dinner, and jumped on here. So
Yeah,
When are you going to be able to watch it, Dan?
and unfollow WolfPack Podcast on Twitter.
Close your eyes while you're
sad
doing
about
it.
certain characters.
I'm not really active on Twitter these days anyway, so that's fine.
God bless you, man. God bless you. Watch the episode ASAP, man.
I will show it
As
to
soon
you
as
right
Corey
after.
can show it to me.
Yeah, I will. I think they're re-airing it at like 12. I'm not 100% sure, but let me check. I feel like I'm gonna be up all night.
Midnight Party.
Woohoo!
So let's talk about not the episode, but let's talk about top Star Wars Rebels cards because I feel like that should be talking about.
That should be talkative about?
Yes, they are going to replay it at 12 a.m. So Kurto, you're good.
There's Chris. No.
I do want to read.
Right there.
Oh, nice. I do want to read real quick some of our comments we got. We got Super Jedi says 10 out of 10, awesome.
Sweet.
Hackers Gallery said,
La, 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 la.
I can't read this one because Dan's here. So okay, this one I can read. Any predictions of maybe? I can't read this one. I can't read that either.
I'll go.
No.
No, don't go. It's okay. Okay, I can read
Just
this.
mute us, Kurto. Mute us.
No, I can talk about this one. This was from Joanna Marie. She says, "Love hearing you guys right now. So many emotions. # Star Wars Rebels. Thank you so much for watching us. You know, all of you guys on Twitter are so supportive of us
rock.
doing this. You guys always retweet. You guys always favorite. You guys always listen in, and we can't thank you guys enough for that. And this Friday is going to be freaking exciting because we have returning guests coming to the show. I've said this plenty of times, but these two
This is
are
good.
amazing.
They're down to earth. They're as legitimate as a human being can get. I mean, I wouldn't know about Taylor because I haven't met him, but Freddie, yeah.
Well, yes. So Freddie Prinze Jr. and Taylor Gray will be on the show on Friday. You know, we've gotten to know
Way to
them.
spoil it, Nabil. Jeez.
What did I spoil?
Oh, I see what you did there. So
I know,
yeah,
I'm
they're
sorry.
going to be on the show on Friday. It's not going to be on Google Hangouts like we usually do. We usually conduct these on Skype. That way we get the quality better, and that will be released on Saturday. Really excited to hang out with them and talk with them again. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have a lot of questions. But if you guys have questions for them, please write us on Twitter. Please write us on Facebook. Email us. You know, let us know by Friday so that we can ask them because they'll be on with us for a while, and we're really excited to talk with them.
Yeah, we'll do a select few questions from the audience and make it an interesting show.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I've officially changed my screen background, which is good.
You can't show
Okay.
You can't share it though.
But I can't
Yeah.
share it, right? I just need to shut up.
Is anyone else really sad about certain characters? demise.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
A little bit.
Like that person was underutilized.
When Ezra died, I just kind of felt like all the Jack specific figures I bought was.
When Zep got shot by that stormtrooper,
I knew that as soon as he got cut, it was all over for him.
I knew, yeah.
The lightsaber to the face didn't help anything.
No.
Oh,
Zeb got shot by
great.
that stormtrooper.
Someone did lose a foot.
Right. Yeah, Zeb's fingers are gone now, man.
Yeah, he just has the middle one. No, I'm kidding.
Corey, you want to mention the post of one of our exclusives for the panel?
Yeah, so Celebration Anaheim is coming up, like we just said, and we're having a panel on April 18th, and that's going to be from 1:30 p.m. Pacific time to 2:30 Pacific time. We revealed exclusively on our Facebook page of our exclusive. You can check that out on our events section, and Nabil made a custom card back of Obi-Wan Kenobi Mandalorian armor on a vintage card back, and he's making a custom figure. It looks phenomenal. He sent me one. You're going to love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet.
You know, as a thank you, we're also making other things which we'll reveal in time. Corey will reveal it in time or whatnot. But as a thank you, I mean, you guys are awesome. We have how many viewers? 70?
Yeah.
That's
Well, I have
insane.
something that
That's
works
awesome.
for the panel. I think it's going to be limited to 50. When you enter the panel room, they will be given out. So first 50 people there will be getting a little exclusive, which I will reveal soon.
And they're
It's
very
nothing
cool.
big or major. It's something like a little token appreciation. So.
And Dan's working on something too. I will. Also, I have these business cards, these little trading cards, if you will.
Trading cards.
Business cards, but I want to call them trading cards. And there's a WolfPack podcast on it, on the back.
It's a little loopy.
We got, how many cards? We've got 100 cards here to give out during Celebration. Come up to us whenever you want. You can take
You know what
them.
you need? You need force cast, or what did I just say? I said
You need the
No.
force cast.
we need WolfPack podcast sketch cards.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Hey, you may have. Never mind, I can't say it, but you're close.
You
Say, I
Corey,
could do
an
one that'll
idea.
look like a stick figure, so it could be any character you want it to be, I guess.
If you want, I could. But also, Logan is making Fulcrum card backs. So obviously, the character that was revealed, we're gonna have that character on a card back. We're gonna have a few of those to give out. I'm freaking excited right now, man! Celebration Anaheim is in. Is in about 4.5 weeks, and we're getting pumped. There's also going to be a podcast listener meetup in the Hilton in Anaheim on one of those days. I think on Thursday night we will be
That'll
there.
be fun.
A bunch of podcasts will be there, and it is going to be fun. Thank you all for your support. Is that it? Everybody else got anything else to say?
Nope.
No, not me.
Okay. I just uploaded our review of all these cards. I literally looked at all the cards with you guys. It's about an 18-minute video, so you can check that out later tonight. And Chris has a new vlog series, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Definitely a must watch.
Oh, yeah. Every Sunday I'm
On the
just
hunt?
going to record a couple of my travels to toy stores and just share my thoughts on collecting or anything in the Star Wars community, groups, podcasts, whatever. I posted one up, and so far it's doing pretty good. So if you want to check that out, just me going on a normal toy hunt. And I stop at a couple Targets, and I do find one new figure. So we'll see how that goes every Sunday.
Right.
Right on.
It's awesome. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. It's good.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of new things planned, a lot of new things coming that I'm actually going to talk to these guys about when we leave. But we have a lot of cool things, coming. I think I said it like 3 different times, but
It's a new year of opportunities and exciting stuff.
right. So all of you who graciously tuned in, thank you to all 70 of you who watched this live, and thank you all who aren't watching this live, commenting and all that great stuff. You guys are great. And definitely check out our podcast with Freddie Prinze Jr., Kanan Jarrus, and Taylor Gray, Ezra Bridger. And I am telling you, we have a lot more planned, a lot more guests coming on. during Celebration Anaheim. We're going to have a special guest during the panel. It's going to be great. You can find me on Facebook at the WolfPack Podcast, on Twitter at the WolfPack CCMM, the WolfPack Podcast. You can also find me on Twitter on the WolfPack Podcast, Google+, www.wolfpackpodcast.com, and here on YouTube. And where can we find you, Chris?
The WolfPack Podcast and The Bad Motivator.
How about you, Marco?
You can find me at Crimson Darth Maul on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
And Dan?
Social media outlets. I think he froze.
Yeah.
You can just Google Dan Kurt and you'll find him.
And
Not watching Rebels, that's for sure.
Dan is Fulcrum.
Dan is Fulcrum. Yeah.
Dan is
Yeah.
Fulcrum.
And Jason?
Yakface.com and weekly on the Realm Recap with Fly Guy.
Awesome. And Nabil?
YouTube.com/Nabil6901, Facebook as well, Twitter as well, and the WolfPackPodcast.com.
And before we leave, I want to run down what's going to happen in March. Next Friday, we're going to have Jason Ward on from MakingStarWars.net. The week after, forgive me, I forget who we're having on. I'll release the whole schedule of that later.
Tune in next week for the full details. Let's go.
Until next time, may the force be with you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.